we had the greatest results, but it was still fun. Even in the nationwide car, something Ricky and I were talking about, we struggle with getting the power down off the corner after 20 or 30 laps, so I can't imagine how much fun this is going to be in a Cup car. So we'll have to see, but, I think it seems to be some similarities between, Martinsville and here, so, we're hoping that translates.
All right. We'll go ahead and open for questions. Please state your name and affiliation. Anybody want to ask the first question?
And thank you very much. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, we're going to go to Bob right up front.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. Your divorce was final last week. Do you have any feelings or comments on that?
No, it's just the end.
Okay. And also, we didn't get to talk to you after the race last week, so were you really mad at Gilliland, or was that just a venting on the radio?
I mean, yes, I was mad. We've definitely, I've felt like, I've felt like he drives very aggressively against me from Darlington last year on. And it was just a lot more of it last weekend, and I was frustrated. But I think in general it was a frustrating race, and that was just one of the elements.
All right. Go ahead, Stan.
Thank you very much. Danica, Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. Yeah, I understand, tonight will be, or tomorrow night will be, a struggle as far as your learning and everything. But we're 1 week away from Talladega. How much do you think you have a chance of winning at Talladega, considering how well you ran at Daytona?
I feel like I've learned some lessons from Daytona about the draft and, how that unfolds at the end if you're in the right place at the right time. But I think that when we talk speedway racing, there's a lot of luck involved, and like I said, right place at the right time. So there's a lot of people that have a good chance of winning Talladega, I think, and hopefully we're one of them at the end of the race. But we won't know that till the end of the race.
All right. Any additional questions for Danica? Okay. Let's go to Zach and Melinda. We'll go to Zach first, and then Melinda in the green.
Hi, Danica. Zach
Hi.
Albert, NASCAR.com. How much fun was the Colbert Report experience, and what's it like carrying his likeness on your car this weekend?
I have always liked the Colbert Report. I think it's a great show. It's really funny. I love his sense of humor. So that was the first time that I'd been on a show, and I was excited. And he's a cool guy. I mean, obviously he plays a character, and he said before I went out there, he's like, so my character is incredibly ignorant and stupid. Just bear with me. Have fun with it. And so it was cool. And when we got done, he came back and said, good job. He's like, that was fun. I'm sorry I went a little bit long, but I was having a good time. So that's a very nice thing to say for him. So we had a good time. I felt like he went kind of easy on me. So I'm glad I watched the show, because I was prepared for anything, because I feel like I watch the show and I see some people that go on, and I don't think they have any idea what that show's all about and what he does on it. So I'm glad I had some knowledge, and it was a lot of fun. So it's always fun to do those kinds of things that are a little different and outside the box. Oh yeah, and the decal. Well, I'll take a Colbert bump, sure. He has a big following, and I guess really I'm one of them. So it was nice of GoDaddy to let that go on the car. And I didn't make the joke on TV, but if we would have gone on about it, I would have said I'll try and keep his face off the wall. But we'll have to see.
All right. Melinda's question was asked. So does the gentleman behind you have a question?
Hi, Alvin Jones with Planet Vehicle. How are you adjusting to the sixth generation Cup car? And what characteristics have you noticed that are different on this Raceway than it was last year with the other car, previous car?
We haven't been out on the track yet, and I wasn't on the track last year in the Cup Series to know what that would have even been like as to tell you what the difference is. So I feel like later today you'll probably have a better better answer from someone who's been here in a Cup car. But the new Gen 6 is fine. We're all just adapting. I feel like we're running okay in certain kinds of tracks, but as a team, but struggling in some others, and we'll work that out sooner than later, hopefully.
All right, Claire?
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. When David Gilliland said "shut up and drive," did that bother you, or did you sort of feel like, okay, well, he's treating me like everyone else, and that's what he felt like saying? Like.
What was the end of that? I lost mine.
The mic is dead.
Check.
Okay.
Test.
Yeah,
hello.
we don't.
Oh my God, what's happening? Hello.
Yeah, apparently we've lost our sound. So, Claire, can you
Check.
maybe talk a little bit into that?
When David Gilliland
Yeah.
said "shut up and drive," did that bother you, or did you feel like, he feels comfortable enough to treat me like none of you better, yell back at me, and that sort of thing? That doesn't matter because you can't hear what you're saying.
I'll talk as loud as I can here.
That's just my emotion.
Oh, okay. He really wants my answer. I think that
Yeah, no, they're still picking it up.
Okay.
It's just not in
This
here.
is going to be an awesome interview clip here. A lot of confusion. I think that, no, I don't think he races me like everyone else. I watched him move over and let someone by. So, I don't think he does. I think that and that's what makes me mad. So, I think he's getting more attention for this than he deserves. He was just driving in a way that I didn't think was appropriate, and I haven't thought is appropriate for a long time, but it was just too much that time.
All right, if we can get a microphone in the back, please, to gentlemen in the Navy.
Yanni Caracas, WRC TV here in Richmond. A lot of drivers have had penalties levied on them this year. Do you think NASCAR's been particularly tough this year? How would you characterize most recently, especially Matt Kenseth?
It's tough for me to know what the things that that teams, cars, drivers, owners have been penalized for, to know how bad that is. I think that penalties happen more in Cup than anywhere, it seems like, and I just haven't been around that long, and I don't know how much of these things are performance gains, are oversights, are blatant, something they just got caught for. I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with the new car. I really don't. So, but I would say that NASCAR is definitely sending a message that if something is found that they don't like, that there will be penalties for it. I think that's pretty clear.
All right, we'll come up front right here.
Charlie Leffert, Richmond Suburban Newspapers. With the new Gen 6 car, it seems like they're turning close to record lap times at all these tracks. Does that make you nervous at all, having to go out in a race in a new car that you've never used on a certain track, and it's going to be running at record speeds?
We're talking tenths of a second or a mile an hour. We're not talking about, going from 100 to 200 miles an hour. So, no, you're not really going to feel it. There's probably a bigger difference going from, qualifying trim to race trim. So, we're talking small amounts here. So, I think that it's a talking point, but, the car is similar. I think that's what we can see, is that it's similar. So maybe it's a little bit faster. Maybe it could have been a little bit slower.
All right, we have time for one additional question, and we'll end with Stan. Go ahead, Stan.
Thank you. To go back to this gentleman's question, in your history of racing, IndyCar, etc., and everything, do you feel like the driver should always be responsible in a penalty situation, regardless of whether it was the engine builder or a chassis or whatever person who broke the rule?
Oh, God, I hope not, because I have absolutely no idea what goes on other than when I'm driving the car. If you're asking if it's just the driver that should be held responsible, I don't. But, if you're asking if they should get a penalty, the team puts the car out there that gets that result. So it kind of all goes hand in hand, but it's I definitely don't think it should be all the driver's penalty, but you are driving for a team that NASCAR found something that they didn't like. So that's the biggest penalty, is that car that's out there on the track running for the championship points. So that's kind of the biggest, that's where they get them, and that's what hurts the most,
All right, Danica, thank you for your time today, and best of luck this weekend.
Okay, thank you.